It's working.
Is it?
I think it really is.
K6US.
K6VBG.
KG6 CEF.
Well, we just went live, so everybody say hi to the lovely people on YouTube.
Lovely people on YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
How's it going, Ron?
It's going, man. It's going. Getting better every day. I sat out here in the sun in the garage for probably about 4 or 5 hours today. I even drove around the block. Well, actually, I drove up on the ditch banks, you know. Got to keep the reputation going. So, drove around out back and went over to the shop at my mom's house a couple times. So, yeah, we're doing better.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going stir crazy yet.
No, today kind of, but yeah, I'm getting better. So just try. I got a funeral Thursday night, Friday, or yeah, I think that's what it is. And it's like, well, I got to get my leg a little bit stronger and see what fits on my foot so I could walk around.
Oh, very good. How's it going up there, Dave? Is it nice and cold?
Yeah, the temperature sure seems to drop fast. You know, today was really nice and warm, and boy, it's already down to 50 degrees and dropping.
Yes, it is getting colder. Oh, yeah, it gets cold at night here, Aaron. We freeze here.
Yeah, there were a couple days at the end of last week that everything was a little frosty in the morning, but then the the second the sun comes up, it's not so frosty anymore.
Well, we had unbelievably nice weather here today. We can't seem to find the middle of the road. It's either real nice or real crummy.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, man, the mountains were looking great this morning on the drive to church.
Oh, you mean all the snow?
Oh, yeah, the air is all nice and clean and clear, and you get up on top of Veterans Boulevard, and you just, the whole freaking Sierras was in front of us, and it was plastered in white stuff, so it looks pretty good from down here.
Yeah, President would, but you wouldn't want to live in it.
No. Snow is something to drive to and look at, not shovel every day.
When I was a young man, I lived in South Lake Tahoe for a couple of years. And coming from the Napa Valley, that was a real shocker.
Oh, I bet.
But I learned to drive in the snow, and it's, Oh, and as far as the air quality goes, I saw the, whatchamacallit guys at work up there, the Vapor Trail guys.
Yeah, what were they doing?
What they do, they fly around up there, make a track, and then they'll cross each other. They're just, it isn't just jets taking off.
Yeah, just waiting for our fearless leader. Anybody else on frequency here in the local area, K6US?
Rob's not here yet.
hear me, Daryl?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Ronnie. Yeah, hello. I'm glad you're here. Is your leg looking a little less like a sci-fi experiment?
Yep, looking a little better.
That's good.
Yeah, next we know he'll be out there climbing his tower.
No, not that one. I welded on that one.
Mike must be eating.
Probably, but I know he's around because the radio in the barn was already on when I connected to it. So he's around. He just, might be wandering around in the dark after eating dinner.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, where the heck is Rob? KM6SRR, K6US.
He ain't here yet. He just spoke up. He was.
Yeah, he was over on the other net.
Oh, okay. Well, I think he goes down and tries to eat between nets.
K6US 1079 and Bozo 1100.
K971.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, Aaron and Dave. 1079, 1100, and 971. We got you. How are you? Aaron, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Got a good view of the Sierras today, covered in snow. Air was nice and clear today. So, yeah, other than that, not too much else going on. I got a little group of people here, and I'm sure you'll get a bunch of numbers. Let's see. Let's throw it over to Ron, KJ6TYO, K6US.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Good evening, Mike, and the rest of the net. KJ6TYO1009.
Well, good evening, Ron. Are you feeling better after your Celebrex, whatever it was, your celery operation?
Yeah, the cellulitis on my foot. Yeah, it's getting better, starting to look less like hamburger meat, and so, yeah, we were out and about for about 5 hours today, so anyway, just kind of winding down for the night.
Yeah, very beautiful night, very beautiful day, I should say, today. It started to cloud up a little bit toward the end of the day, but I guess it's supposed to get more toward the rainy part as we move into the week there. Anyway, good evening to you, and I'm glad that you're feeling better.
1237 AJ6PD.
Roger, Tony, we got you at 1237.
KK6 ZKE 704. Feeling better, Ron. AJ6PD, back to net control.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, anyway, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better, Ron. And good evening to you, Tony. AJ6PD, 1237. How are you doing?
We're doing real good. Yeah, getting over a cold I had for about a week, and we're feeling real good today. And sat out in the sunshine today, really enjoyed that. And been playing radio and enjoying that, and still getting used to everything on this radio. I hope I'm on frequency tonight.
Hey, you're fine.
You're perfect, Tony.
Yeah, you're doing good. Now, who did I miss? I think there's somebody else. I got Ron in here. I got Dave in here. Dave is in, and Aaron, and Tony, and who else is there?
KM6, that's all, and I think I heard Terry in there, 704.
982.
I think I heard Daryl in there.
You did.
Did hear Daryl. Did we hear Tony? Terry, 704. You here? KK6ZKE.
Yes, I'm here. 704's here. Just got a call from W6OWL.
Oh, on the phone or on the radio here?
Exactly when I keyed up, he called.
Well, let's get him in here. Good evening to you anyway, Terry. Good sound. Good evening, Daryl. We'll get you in a second. Let's get Larry in here. W6OWL 719K6MYC. Where'd you go?
W6OWL.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You must have been a long ways from the microphone.
No, I had it on lower sideband, not on upper sideband.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard some little grumble in there. Very good, very good. Well, anyway, good to hear you. Nice and loud on this band. I think we worked you on this band before, but I know we worked you on 6 meters, so I know you got that running. Anyway, we'll look for you again tomorrow night on 6 as well, Larry, but good to hear you. And something I was going to mention to you. Oh, I got into one of the bags of raisins that you sent. One of them's brown, the black raisins. They were normal sized.
Out there in San Joaquin.
Well, eat them up. What can I say?
KG6USA from the high desert.
Now, hang on a second. Anyway, just quickly, Larry, they were the golden ones were huge. They must have been made out of ladyfinger grapes. They were huge. Very good, but golden colored. W6OWL, and then we'll get down to KG6USS. Hang on a second there, John. K6MYC. Go ahead, Larry.
Okay, I just wanted to check in. Good talking to you. That's all. The radio's working. Thank you.
Yeah, it's working good. Sounds fine. Thanks much. And Daryl, good to hear you in here. Everything okay up on the hill before we go to the Southland?
Everything's okay here, but my father-in-law is in the hospital. He had blood clots in both lungs.
Oh, bummer. How do you get those?
Well, I guess they went in there with a catheter and broke them up. That's the way I understand it.
Well, what causes that?
Well, he has COPD. He's 86. He has COPD. I don't know if that caused it or not. This is the second time it's happened to him. But that's what killed my mother. It can kill you.
Well, sure it can. You get one of those blood clots heading for the brain, and it's game over.
Well, that's what killed my mom. She died in her sleep from it.
Yeah. Best way to go that I can think of if you have to do it, but we're all going to go there sooner or later. But there's hard and there's easy ways to go. Over.
Roger on that one. Yes, I completely agree. I always felt jealous of this couple that I had that used to come in the hardware store. They hit the cliff at Rocky Cut and died together. I thought there was something to that.
Well, was it an accident, or did they just both pass away simultaneously?
Oh, no, they had an accident, yeah, and they both went.
Well, that's a shame. But again, it does minimize the grieving.
Yeah, it does. And they were elderly, and they were ready. I know they were. They were good people too. You can't feel bad about something like that.
No, I hear you, Daryl. Okay, and I hear you, Phil. WB6GGY off the backside. If you want to get out of here, you can. But thanks for checking in here, Phil. We missed you this morning. I could hear you, but you could not hear me very well. WB6GGY, very weak, but I got you. Stand by, John. We'll get you in a minute. K6MYC.
Roger. KG6USS, stand by. 7373.
Okay, 73, Phil. We'll see you hopefully in the morning there. Okay, back down to you, John, and I'll peek on you a little bit. K6MYC, Bozo 47 for you, John. Over.
Mike, stand by. There's somebody in Lancaster there trying to come back to me. Go ahead, Lancaster.
Yeah, KG6USS, K6, the Kilo Mike November in Lancaster. I just wanted to let you know that I heard you.
Do you have a Bozo number?
35.
No, you went off frequency there. K6KMN, KG6USS over here in Phelan. Do you have a Bozo number?
He's 35, John, 35.
Okay, copy 35. Hey, Mike, you were talking about big golden ones. Are you talking about trout?
I missed the last word. What about?
Are you talking about trout?
Trout? I wasn't talking about fish. You mean fish, trout?
Roger, you said something about big golden ones.
Oh, no, I was talking about raisins. We have the king of the raisin world up here, Larry Lyon. His company makes more raisins than anybody else in the world. They don't make them. They process them from grapes, obviously. But he always said every now and then I get this little donation in the mail of a package of black raisins and a package of bleached raisins or yellow raisins. And the last package came, and the raisins are huge. They're lady fingers. Over.
Oh, okay. Well, they got some trout. They're called golden trout. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'm on my way anyway to go fishing with you. You copy that?
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble copying. You got that hollow sound again this evening that gives me trouble. You're back from the mic and you're hollow. Anyway, I didn't get all of that over.
right, well, no problem. Anybody else want to check in with me up here in the high desert from the Central Valley? This is KG6USS 831. Hello.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I just hooked up my amp again. I hope it's working here. KG6USS, KM6SR, number 432, over.
Hey, Rob. How you doing, bud?
Well, it could be better. I had to tear my shack apart here because I had a problem with an amp not working, and come to find out UPS really damaged it and banging it around.
Oh, that sucks. Well, if you relay on to Mike, I don't know if he heard what I was saying, but he was talking about big golden ones, and he says it's about raisins, and I'm thinking he's talking about big golden trout, and I was getting ready to jump in the truck and come his way.
Yeah, roger on that. Yeah, I heard you there, and I can pass it on to Mike. John was talking about big golden trout, you thought you were saying, Mike, so he was ready to jump in the truck and come on up here and go fishing with you, over.
Oh, okay. I missed about the going fishing. I knew what he was talking about was golden trout, but I didn't know he was going to come up. No, unfortunately, they're not trout. They're just great big ladyfinger raisins, over.
Yeah, copy the raisins. All right, very good. Just I'm always looking for some place to fish. Anyway, anybody else out here may want to check in?
N6SWR, Delta Mike 05.
226 is here.
31. I just in Southern California. Anybody looking out into the San Juan?
Can turn around and work, John, down there in the high desert.
Yeah, 226 is here, John, WA60IB.
Whoa, wow, who was that?
Hang in there, Ben, we heard you.
Oscar India Bravo, 226.
Wow, 226, bud, a big signal. Got you in here big time. Thanks for checking in.
Number 247, N6SWR.
We got you, Ben, but maybe you listen for John. John, listen for 247 in Bakersfield there. Go ahead, John.
How about the 247, 831 up here in the high desert? You copy?
N6SWR, Bakersfield, Delta Mike 05.
Yeah, I'm not catching there, Mike.
You're doubling a little bit, John. That's N6 Sierra Whiskey Radio, N6 Sugar Whiskey Radio, and this Bozo number is 247 for you, John, over.
All right, we got them on the list, Mike. Thank you for checking them in.
How you doing, Ben? N6SWR, KM6SRR.
Howdy, Rob. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, doing okay there. I guess John was on the back of your antenna there, so Mike checked you in for the Southern California guys there.
I checked him in, Rob.
Someone's pointed towards you guys, so I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, roger on that. I figured you were pointed up this way. Yeah, he's in the high desert there. Anyway, thanks for being there, Ben. N6SWR, KM6SRR.
Roger. Thanks much. Check me in, N6SWR.
Yeah, we got you. Good to hear you. We missed you one or two times last week, John, but Ben, but good to hear you tonight. Good strong signal up here. N6SWR Bakersfield DMO5. Thank you. K6MYC. Yeah, how about KB6RQU? How about you, Rob? Rick? No, Rick. Anybody else in the Southern California, Central California area, Bakersfield, Visalia, whatever?
W6 W6PYP 583.
W6PYP 583. Good evening, Greg, and I hear you, Dane.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, just lucky you got in early enough to get on, so good deal.
Okay, yeah, good to hear you in here. We could also catch you at the end of the net, but it's better to catch you now. I hope everything's going well for you. It was a beautiful day, huh?
It was really nice. Actually, I'm vertical right now, so hopefully I'm coming good enough for you. But yeah, I was doing some little antenna work, and it got dark on me, so I got to finish it tomorrow.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, your vertical's doing a pretty good job. And stay vertical, and you can check in with the Southern California guys there. Let's see, it's KG6 Uniform Sugar in the high desert. We'll take your check in, over. John, give W6PYP a call, John.
Yeah, W6PYP, KG6USS, 831 up here in the high desert. Copy?
Did you hear that, Greg?
Negative. I'm not picking him up.
John, can you switch vertical? He's vertically polarized and he's in Visalia. Switch vertical, John. Over.
Okay, we'll try it. I'll probably bleed over on my guys down here, but I'll try it on vertical. I'm on the flat.
I didn't get some of that, Rob. I had a message come in on my phone. What'd he say?
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I've got everybody coming in on the vertical down here in Southern California. But tell him I got him checked in. What was his Bozo number?
Okay, yeah, his number is 583-583, and it's W6 Papa Yankee Papa. WA6PYP in Visalia. Greg.
All right, very good. All right, Mike, I'll let you guys go, and I got him at 583, and thanks for all your check-ins there, and you guys have a great one. KG6USS, over 831 High Desert. We're back on the flat, on the vertical into Southern California.
Does Ken want to talk to John down there? Go ahead, Ken.
Ken got him.
Okay, I'm standing by.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. Didn't mean to ignore you, but we wanted you to check in with John down there. WA60YB and the group K6MYC. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right. WA60IB here. Yeah, I that's what when I first called up, I was calling him. I was pointed down that way because I heard him. I'm out to the west now, just waiting for Tom over there. Yeah, everything's doing all right. We got back from our trip up north and got the study done. That was quite a deal because the top of that mountain is pretty round, so a lot of walking around up and down hills trying to make the study, but I managed to get through it, so we're okay. And I stopped by Modesto, stopped by to see Ron, WA6ENA. I forgot his Bozo number. Anyway, I've got a 2M9 SSB here, brand new in the box. I think I'm going to send that down to him to try and get him on 2 meters. He doesn't have a 2-meter antenna. His 432 antenna, he's got it pointed the wrong way, and he can't turn it. So anyway, I'm going to try and get him at 2 meters pointed up this way to get WA6ENA back on.
Oh, okay, but where is he located?
In Modesto.
Okay, well, when you say back up here, I'm thinking south of you, but he's north of you.
Yeah. I went up northern California. I went up to Willows to do a RF study on a station up there, and on the way down, you go right by Modesto, within a couple miles of his place. So, just Matt and I just pulled off and went to visit him for a while, and I gave him an amplifier here the other day, a SB200 for HF. He didn't have an amplifier, and I had one here, and so I gave him that. And just trying to get him back on the air and get him reinterested. You know, we grew up together, so I've known him for 60 years.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a Bozo number. What's his call? Rob can look him up.
WA6ENA, I'm pretty sure he does. He's checked in a time or two, but that's been a while ago.
Got a number on WA6 Echo November Alpha, Rob?
Yep, 973. Modesto there, Ron.
Okay. Well, good, Ken. Thanks for trying to stimulate another Modesto caller. That'll be good. And, okay, yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to, we got Dane in here also. Let me get Dane in here. Dane, thanks for waiting a second. A lot of people checking in here all at once, and you probably want to point toward Atascadero, Ken, and we're going to go there first in just a moment. WB6JNP, Course Gold, and the group K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, WB6JNP 107 course gold. Nothing new to report from this end. Been hearing the guys coming up from the south okay, so that's kind of nice. I usually monitor the Tehachapi beacon, which comes and goes, and all of a sudden I was walking through the house about an hour ago, and it's probably the loudest I'd heard it, so, it serves a good purpose. Anyway, K6MYC, WB6JNP, course gold.
Okay, that's a 2-meter beacon in Tehachapi.
Yeah, I've been unable to get the 432, but the 2-meter beacon, it's really good, and I can look at some of the different weather maps and try to, make sense out of why I get it sometimes and not. You had said something about when there was a lot of moisture, and believe it or not, I didn't hear it, but when it cleared up, all of a sudden there it was.
Well, I think I was referring more to fog, but anyway, good. Glad you were able to copy it this evening. The beacons at W6BBS are off just temporarily. He's got everything, but he's got some water and a feed line or something up there in a high VSWR, so he'll probably get to that over the next 3 or 4 days. But the beacon should be back on from up here shortly. All right. What's that?
It's on now. It's been on. I listened to it tonight.
We got it back on again on 2 and 432 both.
I didn't check 432, just 2 meters.
Okay, well, 432's got a VSWR problem that he was going to solve. Okay, 2 meters is on. That's good. All right, let's see. Is there anybody else in the valley here before we go over toward the Atascadero? Okay, 6MYC Bozo Net, 2 meters.
Whiskey 6 Papa Echo, 620.
Good evening, Mike. W6PE, 620.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in here and say hi and get checked in before I hit the hay.
Okay. Well, we'll look for you again. We'd like to have you in on Tuesday night, so see if you can at least arrange to get in there at the first part of Tuesday night at 7:30 on 1296. And if you have 6 meters, that's fine. We'll take you on 6 on Monday, but they want to have you in on 1296 on Tuesday. Good evening to you, Mike. Sounding strong up here off the back of the beam. W6 Papa Echo, okay, 6MYC.
Sounds good, Mike. Well, I'll give it a try, but I do have problems with the antenna. Maybe I'll have to just try vertical, but that's going to be a little bit iffy, I'm sure.
Is the antenna so far off that you can't reach it, or what?
Yeah, it requires me to go up on the roof and lower the mast down a bit so I can stand on it. Right now, I still got about 6 inches of snow on the roof, and I'm not about to go up there.
Well, you don't want to push the snow off?
I don't want me to fall off the roof.
Is the roof steep or is it flat?
No, it's not flat. It's, I don't know, kind of a standard size roof, but yeah, I just don't want to take any chance on falling, that's for sure.
Well, no, I was thinking it was a flat roof, but if it's sloped, I wouldn't go up there either. All right, well, I'll just have to live with it. We can try vertical. You can try to check in vertical. I can always turn toward you if you wait till a little later in the net. We get up here the way pointed at you. We should be able to hear you. I can't believe I wouldn't hear you. So anyway, good to hear you this evening. Go off to bed, and we'll see you whenever. W6PE, K6MYC. Okay. Anybody else? K6MYC Bozo Net before we go toward Atascadero. Nothing heard. Atascadero. Here we go. Okay, W6QUI. Didn't hear Mike in here tonight, WA6AAJ. He's usually in here on Sunday night, but maybe he'll pop in yet. But let's see, W6QUI in Atascadero, K6MYC. Ron, are you there tonight? Oh, he's been missing quite a few here. Needs to get some competition going down there, then I'll be in here more often. Anybody else down there in Paso Robles or any place down that way, Atascadero, Seal Beach, whatever else is down there, San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, K6MYC, Bozo Net, calling the coast and listening. I guess life's too good over there for ham radio. I'm going towards Santa Cruz, Ken. You can give Tom a call if you like.
KE6VON 1040.
Okay, hi, Ron. Adam, I'm sorry. KE6VON, K6MYC. You're sounding good.
I would hope so. Pushing out 50 watts.
Hoop-de-doo, huh?
Right, and vertical.
You got to get that sorted out one of these days.
Yeah, I know. I've got the beams. I just got to get them up. I keep saying I'll do that when I get my towers up, but got to get my towers up too.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's good to hear you. I'm holding fire on getting over there with the tractor. Everything seems to be working right now, and you're pretty loaded up anyway, so we'll probably have to catch your next window.
Yep, no worries, yeah. If it ain't broke, no reason to fix it.
That's about it. All right. Rob, did you want to say hello to Adam?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Adam. KE6VON, KM6SR. Good to hear you.
Good evening, Rob. Always good to hear you, too.
Yeah, that vertical's working fine, Mike. Haha.
Well, he's so close, he could work us with a wet noodle. You do have a wet noodle as a backup, don't you, Adam?
Probably could whip one out if I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah, and to make it better, this is actually, this is my disc cone as well. It's not even a dual band, it's the disc cone.
Well, they seem to work sometimes. Must have some vertical polarity, some horizontal polarity component to it or something there. All right, let's see. Ken, I didn't hear anything from you, so I'm going to call Tom. KW6S and Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. Lee, are you in there tonight?
AF6 United, I am here tonight and standing by to see if Tom is here.
Okay, 1098 from AF6 United. And good strong signal over here. You're so strong over here, I'm always baffled. Because there isn't that much difference in terms of your signal strength and Tom's. Because you're so strong over here, you and I have a pipeline. But the funny part is, Rob hears Tom and he doesn't hear you. And that's the strange part. Anyway, Rob, you want to say hello to Lee if he's there for you?
Yeah, I just got up there. I was still down at Atascadero. Anyway, good evening, Lee. AF6U, KM6SR. You're probably hearing me.
You hear Rob there, Lee?
No, I'm not hearing Rob tonight. I'm not hearing Rob tonight.
Okay, well, maybe you will by the time he's done. Let's get Tom in here. Tom, good evening. Hopefully you're here. KW6 Sugar, we can tune our antennas on you. Ken is here, and he'll be saying hello, I'm sure, in a minute. KW6 Sugar and the group K6MYC.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I'm here, and boy, did I hear Ken a while ago.
I was sitting here and just hearing you and kind of almost in the background, and all of a sudden Ken popped in really big, so it kind of startled me. So yeah, it's good to hear him. Yeah, things are going well here, and haven't had a chance to do too much more on my 220 antenna. It does look like it's probably a feed line problem up at the top of the tower, and we've got 2 calendars to try to coordinate between them, and then we'll get up there and figure out what's wrong and get me back on 220. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, I've got a minor problem on 220 here from the house system, which is a pair of XP40s, and one of the vertical legs that stick up is made out of PVC to give us overhead support on that. And it's come loose somehow from the boom, and it's fallen and it's upside down hanging. So the XP40 that should be nice and straight is drooping pretty badly. But we also have a problem on 432. We thought we fixed it. We took everything apart on 432. We couldn't find anything wrong with any piece of feed line. Everything worked perfectly. Everything looked good. We cranked it back up. It went bad again, just like it was when we were up there the first time. So can't quite figure out what's going on when we crank the tower up. That's a piece of 1.25 inch hardline from the base of the tower to the top, and nothing, no joints, no nothing in it, unless we're missing something that's broken, but it doesn't show up anywhere and feeling it. And a piece of 1.25 inch hardline is pretty rugged stuff, if you might guess. Anyway, I'll be trying to use it on 432 on next week, but maybe we'll get a chance to lower everything down. I do have the big 45-foot high man lift here, so this week would be a good time to do the work. We just have to crank the tower down, and we can go ahead and test everything again, and also fix that 220 antenna. So I've got some minor problems also. We did get the rotor controller on the 6-meter fixed. We found out there was nothing wrong with anything except that when the guys fixed the rotator the last time they bought the control box, they put the wrong gear ratio in. It was supposed to be 3,960, but they had an extra 10,000 gear ratio in there, so it was 13,960.
Oh yeah, well, you'd get there in a hurry, wouldn't you? Yeah, that coax thing is kind of puzzling. I know there's been a problem with some of the coax, the pins pulling out with heating and cooling. Do you think there's any chance there might be a little gravity involved there on yours doing the same thing?
Well, hardline center pins don't move much. And it played fine on the ground. When it was coiled up, we ran power through it and everything. And just cranking it up, it shouldn't have, there's no real, I've got no tension on the connectors themselves. They're floating on the end of the cable. I don't hold it up with the connector. I hold it up with the body of the cable just below that or above it in the case of the bottom end. So it's a mystery. Like it was when we took it down and we couldn't find anything wrong. That was a mystery. Now we put it back up and it's bad again, and then we got another mystery. So we've got a weird one going on there. Ken, over to you, WA6OIB and the group K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, K6MYC and the group and KW6S, WA6OIB. Yeah, you got a great signal over here as usual. And I did hear Lee in there good too, so hi to Lee out there. And nothing really new and exciting, just been busy this week, been up in the mountains quite a bit, went up north to do a RF study up at Willows, so I've been gone quite a bit this last week, in and out, so not home that much. So other than that, I got my fill of snow and and traveling, so we're good. KW6S, WA6OIB.
WA6OIB, KW6S. Yeah, boy, it sounds like you're managing to keep busy. It seems like I keep busy, but with nothing of any substance. So I've been building an audio switching box for audio and key and push to talk and a matrix to disconnect antennas if I do something I shouldn't have done and everything. And I've done about 4 versions of it, and I haven't actually finished it yet. And my wife asked today at lunch, "Are you ever going to finish that?" And I had to pause and kind of wonder if I am. But yeah, we just have to keep plugging ahead. WA6OIB, KW6S.
Oh, I know what you mean there. You betcha. I've got so many projects here I've been delaying because I've been busy with other projects for other folks and whatnot. I gotta have to start saying no and concentrate on my own projects around here. I've got lots of antenna work to do and this and that, and it all needs to get done. So anyway, you have a great week, and everyone else take care, and back to you, Mike, back to the net. K6MYC and the gang, WA6OIB.
You can't go working on your own stuff. I've got 25 projects lined up for you, Ken. Joke. Okay, Rob, over to you. Say hello to Ken, to Tom, and see if you get to lead this next time. Go ahead, Rob, KM6SRR in a group, K6MY.
Okay, Mike. Hello, Ken. How you doing, Tom? I'm getting you loud and clear.
KM6SRR, KW6S. Yeah, I just noticed tonight, going through one of our Northern California Conquest Club newsletters, that, and I guess I knew it all along, but there's a contest station, W6SRR, up in Pleasanton area or Livermore area somewhere, and I kept thinking, boy, that call sounds familiar, but I think I know why now. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Yeah, Tom. Oh, I'm sorry about the call sign. KW6S, KM6SRR. Yeah, I've been looking at different call signs to shorten it up, and all the other ones with W's and N's and all that have all been taken there. Anyway, thanks. Back to you.
Tom, shoot it over to Lee. See if Lee's copying Rob now.
I think it's mostly a remote station that they run contests out of there on a pretty regular basis. I'm guessing it's a pretty technically put together station from the people that put it together. KM6SRR, KW6S.
Okay, Tom. Is Lee hearing me now?
Roger, Roger. KM6SRR, AF6 United. Can you hear me?
He said Roger.
Yeah, I heard my call sign, and I heard him say another word or two, but then he faded out, so I didn't know if he was done or not. Good to hear you, Lee, sort of. Thanks for being there. KM6SR, back to net.
Okay there, Rob. 7-3, and yeah. One of these days, we're going to get our antennas up a little bit higher and get around that big pile of rocks in between us. KM6SRR, AF6 United. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah, well, the things that Rob's going to do at his end are going to have a much bigger effect. The limitation on your signal is not coming out of your area. It's coming, he's running into some dirt. It's a big chunk of dirt between you and he, right in his own backyard there. So I'm sure that's 90% of the problem. There may be a little difference in the blockage from where you are, but it's got to be minuscule compared to this big hunk of dirt he's got in front of him. I'm surprised he hears anybody over that way. Okay, let's see. Good morning, good evening, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow on 6, Lee, and I guess you probably won't even try 222, but you might try it, Tom, see if I can squeak you through. I'll know I'll be looking for a pukey signal. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think there is an actual, I've got like a 3-to-1 just below 3-to-1 SWR over a wide bandwidth, and with a slight dip on 222. I'm not sure I have an antenna. My transverter running by itself doesn't seem to object to it, but I don't know how much power I'm running. I did know, but I don't think I wrote it down anywhere, and I'd have to figure out a way to. Well, I'll give it a try. I'll just give it a try. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, it sounds like an open coax to me, open. And then where you've got the resonance, you've got a little pin, a little capacitive coupling there to a resonance that makes the. So you're going to get a little signal through there, but it might be attenuation of 20 or 30 dB or more. So I'll give it a try. We'll see what we can pull out. I'll make a particular effort to listen hard for you, knowing that you're going to be running minuscule signal. Anything I hear from you, I'll know that I can check you in anyway. Hi. All right, 7-3s, guys. Anybody else for the boys in Santa Cruz before I go on?
WB6JNN.
Yeah, good evening, Jim. Boy, you're loud. I'm not even pointed at you. Big signal, WB6JNN, 285 in East San Jose. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've rotated the antenna a little bit more with the ropes, and I think I've got it aimed at your location better now than I normally would. So we'll see how that works tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're rocking and socking in here tonight. Ken, are you hearing Jim?
Yes, I am. Good evening out there, Jim. WB6JNN, WA6OIB. Good to hear you.
Yeah, okay, kid. I hear you fine. You're about S7, I think it is. And Mike, you peak on 9 and it's up and down a little bit.
Okay, very good, Jim. And anything new? You had a beautiful day, I assume, today. And I know you were thinking about maybe flying something.
Well, we had a little bit of wind today, but I got out and went some hiking, did some hiking. The girls were home, so I could do that. And I went. There's a lake up on the hillside over here that I like to hike around. It's just about the right hike. So I went and did that this afternoon.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we had a beautiful day here. We lounged around. I sat in the sun for about 20 minutes, and the cats came over and visited me. I have a swing set sort of a thing. It sits 3 people, and it faces the sun in the afternoon, so it's really pleasant if we have sun, and it was beautiful today. I sat there and almost fell asleep 3 or 4 times. Anyway, that was part of my day, the relaxing part, and I did some other little things around the yard, but not much. All right. Good to hear you. And let's see who else we have in the Bay Area this evening. How about KD6SOK? How's your noise tonight, Fred? It'd be terrible. How about you, Stan, AB6SR?
WRX. 111.
Okay. I hear 2 of you. I hear you, Carl. Stand by just a second. Carl, 294 and 111. Go ahead, Russ. K6KLY in the group. K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Well, you were a little stronger earlier, but you're still 10 over 9 up here. Just thought I'd check in for 2 meters. I haven't been on this band, sideband in a while. And for the DX scene, we've got another set of guys trying to get on Bozo 3Y0K. They're on the boat right now, and they're supposed to be there on Wednesday. So if people are talking about the new DX coming up, it's another attempt to land on Bozo. And I haven't seen anything on 6 meters down here at all, in the way of real F2 or anything. But the guys down in the southern San Diego area, they've been getting a little bit. Back to you, K6MYC, K6KLY.
Okay, Bouvet, that's the island that's very treacherous south of South Africa.
Roger, roger.
Yeah, there was a boondoggle on the last trip. That one went all sour. There were some people that were wouldn't return the money, and people taking money and not doing anything for it, and all kinds of stuff. But this must be another group. Is that it?
Yeah, roger.
Okay, well, hopefully these guys are honest and they got some better skills. It's really tough to land on that island, and then when you get there, you got to fight the seals and the walruses.
Yeah, well, they're taking a helicopter with them this time. Better off.
Well, that's probably a way to get on there. They can probably land on some spot that's away from the shoreline. The shoreline is just treacherous, from what I can gather, and that's why it's such a precious spot to try and get to. Hopefully they're taking something more than 100 watts in a wire, though, over.
You can you can read about it online. Just type in 3Y0K and they give the full story of what's going on. And they've been giving updates about every 3 days of what's going on because they're now on the boat, not halfway there. K6 Kelway.
Okay, is it 3 Yankee 0 Kilo?
Roger.
Okay, thanks for that. Very good. Well, I'll take a peek at that and talk to the guys in the morning on the band on 40 as well and see what they can turn up on it. Very good. I'd like to work that one just to say I did it. There's not many challenges out there in the world that I get excited about, but that's such a tough place to get to. You got to work them when they're there. There's no doubt about it. But Bouvet is also, well, I got a good shot to Africa, so if there's any propagation anywhere and I can keep track of what the hell band they're going to be on and what mode they're going to be on, then we could work them. I'm sure I can work them on sideband. I was on 40 meters last night, and I worked 5 or 6 ZS stations, and only one of them I had to give Q3, and one I couldn't copy at all, but one I gave Q3 to. The rest of them were quite strong, and some of them were very strong. I had 20/9 from one of the fellows over there. The propagation was pretty decent. So I'd love to have them come up on phone on sideband. That would be phenomenal. Okay, thanks for the tips. Russ, stick around if you can. Maybe I don't think there's anybody I can't hear here on 2 meters, but you never know. Okay, how about AB6SR? Stan, are you here? Stan, yeah. How about W6PQL?
Stan is here. Go ahead, Stan. Yeah, I'm here. I was sitting back in the chair and missed Mike. So, what's it good? We had 66 here today, Mike. Really nice day. The previous 2 days, it was okay, but what I would call a keen wind, sort of biting a bit. Obviously being pampered. Anyway, a great signal. Things are good. Jim PQL's about, so back to you again. I did spend a little while in the garden this afternoon, potting on the tomato plants, but just enjoying the sunshine. K6MYC AB6SR.
Hey, very good, Stan. Very good. Before I forget, let me pick up Carl, because Carl checked in here a couple of 3 minutes ago, and I forgot to get it back to him. Carl, my apologies. Take a quick one, my friend. Aloha, W2WRX, K6MYC.
Aloha, there, Mike, W2WRX, number 294, Bozo. Hopefully you guys are doing okay, no flooding and whatsoever, but I know we had a lot of rain, and hopefully you're doing okay there. I was wondering how come I couldn't get you guys. I was looking at the frequency, and somebody did a different program on the 144.240 sideband. It was on a lower sideband. It was on a digital. So anyway, I finally found you guys, and hopefully I'll sound okay on your side. W2WRX, go ahead.
Yeah, no, we got you. You're doing well. I'm not pointed quite at you. I'm still more toward the Bay Area, but you're booming in here, so no problem there. Good evening to you, Carl. And you say you were looking at the Bozo website. but then you switched gears on me, and I didn't quite follow you on lower sideband and digital. Was that what you were trying to do, get the radio in the right mode?
Roger, this is an ICOM 9700, and I just picked this up, and I was going through the frequency on the memory, and it said 144, 240, but I didn't look at the frequency. What do you call upper sideband, lower sideband? Well, it was on upper sideband D for digital. I said, no wonder I couldn't hear you guys all this time. So I fooled around, turned the knob, and I finally found you guys, and hopefully we're doing okay. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, well, good. Let me tell you a secret. When you get on the right frequency, or when you think you're close, there's a little button right on the bottom, just underneath the main tuning dial, the bottom knob there. You push it. You just push it, it'll give you the frequency on the screen. And then if you get to the right frequency and you push and hold it, it'll give you 2 beeps and it locks it. So then you can bump the knob or turn the knob, and you can't get screwed up. But it also says, it'll say 144, 240, single side, upper sideband or lower sideband. So it also will tell you if you're in the wrong mode. Over.
Oh, Roger, is that the AFC auto tune side?
I didn't understand the question. No, it's just a little button. You don't set anything with it except to lock the frequency. It's a frequency locks, and it also gives you verbal output.
Oh, Roger, I see it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I did that today. That way, hopefully it don't ever, if I hit any buttons, you know, it doesn't shift it. Sometimes it shifts the VFO, and you guys talking funny, and okay, we got it. Thank you, Mike, W2WRX.
And then, of course, the upper, lower sideband and all the different speech modes are in a different menu. That comes up in a bunch of boxes, and I think upper sideband is first, lower sideband is second, or something like that of those boxes. You found it anyway, so you know how to get through that. Once you do it, I don't have eyes anymore, so I can't see it. I have to be very careful not to get into those modes because I don't know what the hell I'm pushing. Anyway, if I make a mistake, then Aaron is reading my radio, and he can change my radio with his cell phone wherever he is at in the world. Over.
Roger. Yeah, I just gotta get used to the ICOM because I have the Yaesu FTX Optima, the 100 water, and it's a little different manual. So this one here is now that you told me what to do and lock it, I got it squared away, so it ain't gonna happen no more. Thank you, Mike. W2WRX.
Yeah, Roger. Then you've got a bank of memories in there. If you push on the main digits, when you've got the digits up on the screen, you push on them or tap them, you'll get a series of 9 blue boxes, and you can put frequencies in there. The top 3 boxes, I put 2 meter stuff in. I put 144, 200, 240, and then I have a transfer that works on 146 as the IF. So I put that one in the 3rd box, and the 2nd line is for 432, and the 3rd line is for 1296. So you've got options for 9 memory positions, so you don't have to worry about it from band to band. And I expect you to have 432 and 1296 going by Tuesday this week. Over.
Roger. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on my call button. Over.
Yeah, well, whatever. You'll also have them there in memory, and you can go and look at them. And I haven't figured out how to change them, but they go in easy, and they can also be modified easily. The manual will tell you all about that, but that's handy. That's what I use all the time to go from band to band as I'm going through the evenings here. All right, Carl. Good enough. Good. Congratulations on the 9700, and I wasn't kidding. We want you on 1296 as soon as you can get there. I'm sure we'll hear your 10 watts if you get some kind of a good little Yagi up there. W2WRX, K6MYC, back into the Bay Area.
KB6BA.
KB6BA, good evening, Oliver. couple of people ahead of you there, but let me put you down. Let's see. I've got Stan, I think, is pretty much done. You told me what you were doing today. I have not planted my seeds yet. I should have planted them today, Stan. It was a gorgeous day here also. But anyway, we'll get to that.
No hurry. There's no hurry at all. Back to you.
Okay, that was a complete double. I don't know who that was. Was that you, Oliver, talking?
Just about 30 seconds ago. I just transmitted one, KB6PS.
I didn't get any of that. I was talking right through you. Anyway, hang on a second, and I will get back to you. Let me get W6PQL in there, who's ahead of you. And good evening to you, Stan, and we'll talk to you maybe tomorrow night on 6. I got 6 working. We got the rotator working, so I'll be able to point with the big antenna and the big system. So sure, we should be back to 100% on 6 meters tomorrow night. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike. Yeah, and signals are better tonight. Even when you were pointed at Santa Cruz, I could hear you pretty well, and you've been running S9 most of the time. Some of the fades will take you down to S5 or so, but I think we got much better conditions tonight. I could not hear you the other night, last time we talked. Just was impossible. But tonight's a good one. And I don't have anything here other than it was a warm day today. I didn't even turn the heater on. I was working outside where I've got a little space heater where I do my metal work in the tool shed. Yeah, because it's messy. I didn't even have to turn it on today. I think the high was 75. Just incredible. When the low the other day was 35, so real wide swing. But I really appreciated the day. K6MYC, W6PQL.
I think all across Central and Northern California, at least, we had spectacular weather. It was about 65 here, but just pleasant. We walked around outside and just enjoyed the sun and the wonderful, beautiful weather here. We can see the snow and the Sierras all the way from Yosemite around to as far south as we can see. Lots of snow up there. All righty.
Hey, good evening, Jim. W6PQL, KM6SR. I'm hearing you good tonight.
Yeah, we got some conditions, Rob, so that's good. You're about 5 and 3 here.
Okay, yeah, this one's not registering anything, but I'm hearing you, so that's what counts.
Ken's in here also. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, good evening, Jim. W6PQL and the gang and everyone else. WA60IB.
I can. You're right up there with Mike. You enjoying the weather, too?
Yeah, it was a nice day today. Yeah, did a little outside stuff for a change and whatnot. So, yep, nice over here. Yeah, you're S9 plus over here.
Yeah, I wish it was this way all the time. Well, maybe springtime we'll get some really good runs of this kind of thing. 7-3.
7-3s. Have a good evening there. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, okay. Well, on 432, Jim, let me tell you what's going on. Frank was over Saturday, and we started looking at all the feed line all the way out to the base of the tower. Everything was fine. And we looked up the tower, and it looked like 4-1. So we cranked the tower down, and we separated all the feed line and everything. We looked into the antenna directly right at the top of the tower. The antenna's fine. And so then we terminated the coax, a piece of 1.25" hard line that goes all the way from the bottom to the top of the tower, 90-foot run or 85-foot. And it was fine. Every piece of cable checked out perfect. And we checked them over and over again, wiggled them, jerked them, twisted them. Everything was fine. We put it all back together, and it was fine with it cranked down. And went in the house and cranked into power. We got a kilowatt into it and about 50 watts reflected or something, and a little bit better on vertical. It's a little better match on vertical and horizontal, but the switch worked. Everything worked. We cranked it up at the end of the day and checked it again, and it had gone bad again, just like it was when we started in the morning. So apparently the problem I don't think is in the antenna, because we're not doing anything at the antenna. It's got to be in a feed line, a jumper at one end or the other that's acting up on us. The single piece of 1.25" hardline is new. Well, newer for me. It was checked out at very low loss, and it doesn't have any breaks in it. It's one solid connector piece all the way up, and the pins are where they're supposed to be and all that sort of stuff. So we're kind of baffled at why it goes open. But when we look at it directly, when it's in that mode, it shows 4-to-1. So if I'm getting any power through it, by the time we get back to the shack, there's so much loss in all the runs that the amplifier sees about 2-to-1. So it's making 400 or 500 watts, but that's all I can get out of it. And I'm probably getting 100 watts of it or so into the antenna with the 4-to-1 mismatch in the cable. I'm just warming up a cable or a connector or something somewhere. So I'm hearing okay. It seems to be hearing because there's a preamp at the base of the tower. That's after that piece of coax too, and after all the jumpers. But I'm not seeing any losses on receive. I hear way better because I was hearing you no problem on that same day that you couldn't hear me at all. So we'll look at it again. Hopefully we got one more try at it, and we'll get it fixed by Thursday this week, hopefully. But that's the background on that one, Jim. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. It sounds like something's getting stressed when you crank the tower up and the connection breaks. I don't know if it's just pulling on a coupling too hard or whatever, but I'm sure you guys will figure it out. You got a few days. 7-3's Mike, W6PQL.
Yeah, well, we've got the cable, the 1.25" tied off below the connector, so the connector just floats. It floats at the upper end, and it might flex slightly for the piece of, that's a piece of about 5 foot of LMR 400 that goes over to the 4-port, 2-port divider on the, well, that's actually, it goes into a split, it goes into a polarity switch, so I can switch vertical, horizontal. It goes into the switch and then out of the switch into either the vertical array or the horizontal array. But both of them show the good VSWR when it's good, and both of them show bad VSWR when it's bad. So it's unlikely that it's in the antenna system. It's somewhere on that cable going up, and on the downside, it's tied off also, and the cable end is floating. Not having any stress on it whatsoever, and a little jumper that goes over to the junction box at the bottom. We got a huge box that holds all the relays and preamps and stuff at the bottom of the tower. So it's a hard one to figure. You could look at it and you go through all the pieces and everything looks fine by itself. We swept every piece of cable with a VNA and everything looked fine until we put it back up. We'll find it, but it's one of those Murphy ones,
Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Good luck with that one.
Well, when you got two experienced, quote, inexperienced, klutzy goofballs working on it, they're bound to do something stupid. But no, I mean, Frank knows what he's doing. He runs the VNA beautifully, and we were sweeping at all different bandwidths and different frequencies and stuff, and we had good terminations and all that kind of stuff. We were terminating every cable, and just nothing everything checked perfect. That's the funny part. All right, enough of that. We'll find it. It's another one of those VHF mysteries, huh? Say, back to you, Oliver, if you're still there. I didn't mean to cover you up before, but I needed to get the other boys taken care of there. KB6BA, K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike. KB6BA. Yeah, went for a hike today. Beautiful day, of course. Busy evening. Working on 2 different repeaters, and one is done. I got a couple more to finish. Been listening to your discussion about the 4-to-1 mismatch occurring when you hoist the antenna back up in the tower, and I don't know whether you have access to any test gear that can do a distance to fault measurement, looking for impedance bump by looking for a reflection at a certain point in the line. But I've never really tried that myself, but perhaps that might be useful. K6MYC, KB6BA.
Yeah, a TDR. You're talking about time domain reflectometer. So, yeah, Well, the problem is, yeah, we can do that, but we didn't have to do that. We had a bad match right off the get-go when we were at the base of the tower when it was up, and so we cranked it all down, and we didn't check it when it was down. We started taking stuff apart and looking at each particular piece when we had it down rather than look at it again on the ground. So we'll look at a little bit differently this next time, and a TDR would help us find it, but maybe not. I don't have it, but we got a man lift, so what we'll do is we'll just crank the tower down, and we can go right up there with a man lift and work all the top stuff without having to stand on the tower like we did this last time. I also got to repair I got a broken overhead support post on the 220 antenna, so we'll fix all that stuff at the same time. We'll find it. It's something stupid. Anyway, thanks for your thoughts on that. KB6BA, K6MYC. I have a TDR at work, but I don't think it's worth dragging it here for it.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I was envisioning doing the distance default measurement with the tower extended and everything connected. So I was at the open where the top end where the antenna feed point connector is, you get one result, but at the open or further down or somewhere in the middle, you might get a different result. So anyway, good luck with that. I'd be very interested to see what you come up with. Maybe we'll all learn something from it. And you're a little bit weak, but I copied most of that. K6MYC, KB6BA.
Yeah. Well, what we'll probably do this time is we know it's in that section, starting at the base of the tower from the 1.25 inch hard line up. So we'll just hook up the VNA right at that point, and then we'll start to lower the tower. And as we lower the tower, all of a sudden something's gonna have to snap and go bad. And then maybe we can wiggle things at that point and see where the area is. That's it should be at that point. It'll be slightly intermittent, I would hope, and we'd be able to find it just by shaking and rattling and rolling. We'll find it.
Okay, sounds good. And we'll talk to you soon. KB6BA.
Thank you. 7-3. Now, let's see. Who am I missing here? WB6WNI. How about you, Gary?
Yes. Good evening, Mike. WB6WNI1090. I was listening to Oliver and you, and you know what? All the things I would have thought of helping you, you already are going to try. So, yeah, that's one of those mysteries. I'll tell you, it's happened to me on radios. It works now. We'll button it up. 5 hours later, it's closed, and now it doesn't work. So I'll tell you, I've learned my lesson. I put one screw in. Is it working? Then the next screw. Is it working? Get paranoid. But anyway, yes, good luck on that, Mike. I have a greeting for you from somebody you may or may not know. He knew you, and I talked to him quite by accident on a repeater. It's W6CBS. W6CBS, yes, just like the network. Bill. He said he worked with you many years ago and wanted to verify that he had the right mic in Fresno, and I said, yes, you certainly do. So whether you know him or not, he knows you, and he asked me to say hi to you. So anyway, there is my message. K6MYC WB6WNI.
You gave me the call sign verbally, not phonetically, and I didn't get it. You had 2 letters in it. It could have been anything. So give me the call sign, and does he say where we work together?
Yes. So let me repeat that. It's Whiskey 6, Charlie Bravo Sierra. Charlie Bravo Sierra, and he said yes in the San Carlos, Belmont area. You were at some company. It could have been even Stanford, who knows, but he worked with you. He said like 20, 30 years ago. So, yeah, not yesterday. So, but again, Whiskey 6, Charlie Bravo Sierra, and Bill. So Bravo, India, Lima.
Wow. One does not ring a bell. I never worked up that way. The furthest up I ever worked was Mountain View. I worked for Fairchild in Mountain View. I worked for Lockheed. I worked for Granger. I worked for Zeta Labs in the Bay Area, and a startup down in Los Gatos called KTI, and that was it. After that, well, we worked for Culligan. I sold water softeners for a while when I was out of work because my company went under. They went into bankruptcy. So I started to sell water softeners to make ends meet. And that worked out fine. And I got other jobs because of that. So anyway, but no, I don't think I worked any further north than Mountain View, except for the Stanford job. But that was way back in the 60s. That would have been, 40, 50 years ago, rather than more recent over.
Okay, let me make sure I have it. Okay, yeah. Well, he probably won't check in. He was monitoring a repeater I was on. I knew him because I use his repeater. No, small world. I use his repeater, and I was on somebody else's repeater, and he asked about you. So, you know what, Mike, I will just keep it in the back of my mind if he can give me the time and place, and then I can feed back to you. But we meet on Friday night, so it will be a few days, even if he shows up in a few days. Anyway, I will say 73 and let you move it along, and hopefully 6 meters does well tomorrow night. K6MYC and the group, WB6W9 109073.
We found the problem with the rotator controller. It was the fact that when they repaired it the last time, somebody new at the plant put the checked the gear ratio, and they didn't realize it, but they had a little 1 in front of the 3960, so it was 13,960 instead of 3,960. So it was only off by a factor of 10. Or 3 or 4 to 1, something like that. So if I went 90 degrees on the readout, it went the full 360 and pegged over.
Okay. Yes. New person, and they don't know all the. Yes, they said they knew enough to be dangerous. So, well, I'm glad you figured that one out, or they did. But yes, that explains why it was rotating way too fast and not showing any kind of indication. Anyway, yes, I'm glad that's resolved.
Yeah, I was screaming. It was going 4 times faster than the indicator was showing. And I knew that but I couldn't see it. See, I could tell it to go somewhere, but I can go outside and I can't see the antenna. I just don't have good enough eyesight now. So trying to fix it by myself, I was just in the blind. I knew there was something stupid wrong about the timing, but I just didn't spot the little 1 in there. The 1 is smaller than the rest of the numbers because it's an add-on number, and we weren't planning on using the control box to do higher gear ratios than 10,000 or 9,999. Then we added the 1, and now it can go up to, it actually can do 39,000, 40,000 to 1 gear ratios, anything down from there. And we have several things that run around 18,000 to 1, which elevation mechanisms and stuff. So the 1 is in there, but it's a little bit smaller than the other numbers, and I physically couldn't see it. When I looked at the readout, I could see 3960 barely with my poor eyesight, but I didn't ever see the 1. So that was it. 7-3, Gary. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, WB6WNI, K6MYC, clear. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please, for check-in?
KA6UYH.
KA6UYH. Good evening, Chris. Let's see, 1226.
You got it. It sounds like you're making progress on your tower there.
On the problems are not in the simpler things like towers and rotators. The problems are mostly in software, and there's probably one little problem in a piece of feed line somewhere on 432. Otherwise, I found the problem in this shack. I'm in the barn, and it turns out when the barn has the stream hooked in, and the output from this control box, this rotor control box here, goes into the computer, then of course it locks me out. So if I try to do anything other than just go from one heading to the other in the manual mode by pushing the buttons, it doesn't operate properly. Now, Aaron, who runs the stream, can operate it better than I can because he can turn it to any heading that I want. I can say, Aaron, put me at 300 degrees, and he can run it right up there. And I could do that too, but I can't do it with presets or anything like that. I have to do it manually. Well, when you forget to turn the computer off, then the box sits there and it thinks the computer is still in control, and you go into the preset positions where you're programming different things. And I went into the programming mode, and every step I went into, it read the same number, 163.3. Well, that was the heading. But at every position that I went into, the gear ratio position, the speed position, no matter what I went into, it just read 163.3. So it was barfed up, too. And it was also changing the gear ratio. If I wasn't careful, it changed the gear ratio to 163.3. So that was a nightmare. We found it when we started to find the other one. We thought, well, Frank went out and looked at this one. He said, well, I wonder if the computer's on and Aaron has forgot to turn off the program. The computer hooked up to it is okay. It's just that it can't be in the streaming mode. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff we're finding. K6MYC.
It's keeping you guys busy and on your toes, so that sounds good. Well, I'm glad you're making some progress on it. I tried to work on that halo a little bit today, and I am not making progress. I'm going to change the location, or I actually did change the location and put it back more out in the open, a little bit lower, so it's easier for me to make the adjustments rather than going up and down on a ladder. I think it's in the clear, so there shouldn't be any ground coupling or coupling to any metal to the house or stucco or anything like that. So we'll give it a try and see what happens this week.
Yeah, okay. Well, you should be able to not see too much except for a steel wall that's 5 feet away from it. You will see a single steel wall if you're 5 feet away from it, and you rotate the loop, you'll see the VSWR go up and down a little bit because it's not a perfect omni pattern. But other than a steel wall, you're walking around it yourself or a ladder or other things that aren't very large in volume, and any distance beyond 5 feet, it shouldn't be bothered at all, Chris. So there you go. KA6UYH, K6MYC.
Yeah, but I'm using a fiberglass ladder, so I should be okay. And I know that I can change some capacitance with my body, but I'm at 18 feet with a coax, so I back away from it a little bit. That should be good enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shouldn't have any effect at all of any note over.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll keep at it. This is the longest antenna I've ever had to tune up. But anyway, we'll hopefully get it at some point. So keep reading the articles or scouring the internet to see for anybody else's input on it. And some of the guys are saying it's fine. Other guys have thrown it in the trash can. So it's a kind of a 50-50 shot. Anyway, Mike, good to hear you and good to hear everybody else. It sounds like propagation is a good night. So anyway, 73s to you. Enjoy your rest of your week. Glad you're feeling healthier. Anyway, hey, maybe someday we'll catch you guys on 40. I was going to try this morning, but just didn't get a chance to do it. Too much going on. Anyway, KA6UYH.
Let's go back to the loop for a second. You told me that when you first got it, it worked fine, but it was at 54 megahertz. That's where it had a good match, right?
Roger. What everybody else is, according to the internet, they're roughly dipping at 1.5 depending on what frequency they choose. So I wasn't going to expect to get anything lower than 1.5. So when I put it together and followed the instructions, they wanted at a certain dimension. And so when I first did it, everything was all right. It did dip somewhere around 54 something at the higher end. So at least we knew it was okay. So I figured, hey, let me just lengthen it a little bit. I'll just take the loops and extend them out a little bit, and that should drop it. So, but I never was able to get anything reasonable. Today when I played with it, the SWR was fluctuating back and forth. It would drop down to 2, and then it would go back up to 8. It's as if I had a bad connection, and as the wind was blowing, or we had a little bit of a breeze today, that I had a loose connection someplace in there, which I couldn't find. And then we had a little bit of moisture where the coax pigtail mounts up or connects to the two elements. One is going to go to the gamma match, and the other one is going to the main loop. So I dried the water out, but that didn't seem to stop the fluctuating on the SWR. So I don't know. We obviously need to spend some time with this thing.
Well, you just got the coax coming up to a connector that goes to a gamma match, right?
No, this gamma match is different. It's not. It does not have a center conductor and then a dielectric and then an outer sleeve on it. It's not done that way. This is actually done with a screw. I've never seen this before, so I don't know how this thing. I don't quite understand it capacitance-wise. You either back in the screw or back out the screw, and I guess that's changing capacitance somehow. But what we have is there's no SO239 connector on it. That's mounted or a chassis mount on there. So what they did is they put a coaxial pigtail on it, and then I put an SO239. I crimped one on there.
Oh, Lord. Without looking at it, I can't offer any suggestions on what you should do. But when you try tuning it in frequency, just by, what do? Separate the ends, bowing it out from itself, or do you actually can you lengthen some of the tubes over?
Yeah, so what's happening is first of all, the gamma match doesn't seem to do anything, or it's a hit and miss type of thing. So, and somebody else on the web also confirmed it or is experiencing the same thing. So the way that the loop is constructed is that you can actually extend the ends of the loop or the sides of the loop, if that makes sense to you. And then there's a set screw on it that kind of just clamps it in. So that's what I'm doing. If I want the lower end of the frequency, I'm going to extend the loop a little bit, the sides of the loop a little bit, and I'm trying to keep both sides as even as possible.
Keep what as possible?
Both sides of the loop. So if I extend one side of the loop, say a quarter inch or something, I'll extend the other the other side of the loop a quarter inch as well. Which actually, I do have a question for you. I'm noticing on 6 meters that the increments of adjustments need to be very small. Confirm that for me.
No. I was going to say you should be pulling it in, and to get down from 54 to 50 megahertz, you probably have to extend it at least an inch on each side, maybe 2 inches over.
Roger, that was my impression or my understanding. I don't have as much knowledge, but that was my understanding. But it just wasn't doing it, and the SWR jumped back up to 8 to 9, and so I figured, okay, let's try this again, but with smaller increments. So I'm doing anywhere from a quarter inch to a half an inch, and I think a half an inch was too big. So what I'm concerned with is I'm actually overshooting the dip someplace.
No. You're getting two things confused. You got a problem in the gamma match. You got to either get rid of it or fix it before you can do anything logical there. So don't even try to adjust it until you get the match back where it's stable at some frequency, and then you can start adjusting the length. But the gamma match is where your problem is. Over.
All right, Roger. So what happened was it's made by, I don't know what company's actually making it. I know Moonraker sells it, and then the other one is Taurus or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. They used to put a capacitor in there, and I think it was going in between the coaxial pigtail, so from the shield to the center conductor, and they had I don't know if it was a variable capacitor, but there was a capacitor in there. The later models, they removed that capacitor, so I don't know, maybe it should have one of those capacitors in there, which would add to the capacitance of the gamma match.
It has to be in series with the center conductor. And it also has to be adjustable. The tap point on the gamma match has to be adjustable. So there's two adjustments on a normal gamma match. the coupling capacitor or the tweaky capacitor, but mainly it's a tap point out on the on one side there. Over.
All right, I understand what you're saying. So anyway, on the later models, they removed the actual capacitor, and all you have is the gamma match. So whatever the capacitance is on the gamma match, that's all you have now.
Okay. Now there's some things you could do there. You could convert the thing over to a balanced feed to make it a T-match, and that might give you more help. We have a block, a feed block that you could put in there that's got a connector on it of your choice. You could have it with PL259 or an N connector, and then it's got a piece of 1/4-inch rod sticking out on either side, and that could slip inside your 3/8 tubing, I think, is what you're using for element length, element to material. But we have ones that has 1/8-inch rod sticking out of the block or 1/4-inch rod. And that may be, then that would give you, well, that gives you just a feed point, and you'd have to put a ballon on it, but at least it gives you a solid feed point that you can throw a connector onto. Over.
All right, roger on that. So that's a T-match you had mentioned, correct?
Well, it's not a match at all. It's just a connection between the two halves.
Okay, so that's how I'm assuming, if I understand it correctly, that's how most loops are done.
Well, not exactly. Ours is different. But for just to make it in a straight dipole, you would take this mechanism that we make. You could either turn it into a T-match, or you can use it. In this case, I would just put it right in line with the element. You got a rod. Its center conductor is the rod on one side is the center conductor, and the rod on the other side is the ground side. But you have to run a ballon with it. Over.
Understood. So make it an actual dipole, then, is what you're saying, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any match capability, but we could deal with that. I think you'll find you'd get a pretty good match. At least you'd get it running that way, and it would be under 2 to 1.
All right, understood. And then to adjust the length or shorten it, just take the two sides that I can adjust and either extend them or shorten them.
Exactly.
All right, sounds good, Mike. Thank you so much. I will do some more Googling, I guess, and see what you guys are offering, and then maybe come up with something else. Anyway, sounds good. I don't want to tie it up anymore. There's other guys looking to get in, so.
Well, if you can check the tubing that you're using for the element, if it'll take a 1/4-inch piece of rod on the inside, even if it's a little sloppy, it wouldn't matter, because you can slit it and then pinch it down with a small hose clamp. I would send you up a center conductor situation with an N connector on it, and then you'd have all you need. I'm not going to try and sell you something. I want you to just get it working first, and we'll deal with it afterwards. Over.
Yeah, that sounds good. I appreciate that. Let me take a look at, see what other options I have as well. Because you're basically saying get rid of the gamma match. That's where the problem is what you're saying is the gamma match. So maybe it's not either not enough capacitance, or it's not transferring the RF well enough.
I don't know, but I think the gamma match sounds to me like it's too small to handle any significant power. That's probably why they got rid of it, but it may be also so bad that it's shorting out to a center conductor to shield or something. It sounds like this intermittent is just not good. You cannot have an intermittent and do any logical tuning on it, and your touchiness of length is way off, so there's something really wrong there. We'll talk more, but talk to me on Wednesday night on 2 meters, and I can just put one of these things in the mail to you and mail it up. But just tell me if you can accept a 1/4-inch rod on either side. Over.
All right, I'll go up there with some calibers and then actually get you some dimensions. We'll see what's going on.
Well, you probably got a piece of 1/4-inch rod or copper tubing that's a 1/4-inch OD, and just stuck that in there and see if it fits in there. Or measure the OD of the conductor itself. If it's made offshore, it's probably metric, but still the 1/4-inch should go in there.
All right, let me see what I can do on that. Yeah, I won't get back to you probably until next Sunday. Wednesday night I've got another activity or engagement, so I don't usually get on the radios. If I did, then it would be on 6 meters FM with another net. But all right, I appreciate it.
All righty. 7-3 for now. KA6UYH, K6MYC.
All right, 73s, and thank you, Mike. KA6UYH.
Anybody else before we go to Oakley? Running really light tonight, I guess, here. This should be Oakley. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. I'm barely alive after 2 all-nighters in the 8LR LCW, but alive anyway. Temperature was 67 for a high, 39 for a low, and dinner was steelhead trout and kale. Cooked it all in one large, sauteed it all in one large frying pan. Veggies and the fish and the kale all in one pot. Worked out pretty good. Contest-wise, we're number 4 in the U.S., number 6 in the world in multi-multi, but there's a lot of scores that have not come in yet. So we'll know by tomorrow or Tuesday where we really stand. I did 90% of 80 meters and 100% of 160. And the high point of the contest for me was working JAs on both low bands. Had 187 JAs on 80 meters, which is way over what I've ever had in the last 50 years. And I had 23 on 160, which is also pretty much a record. So we had a good time. There's only 5 of us operating. 4 of our guys were operating somewhere else or otherwise unavailable. That's the report from N6RO.
Hey, wow. What a magnificent effort there. Go rest up. So you can try 222 tomorrow night. Let's see if we can make that work. And 6 meters as well. We're functional on 6. I can rotate 360 now. 73 Ken, N6RO, K6MYC.
Yeah, good. We had one scary moment on Friday night. My high dipole, the JK801, went to infinity match, SWR. So we switched to the 4 square, which is noisier, so we couldn't hear very much of Europe. But for some reason it came back online just before midnight, and that's why I had so many JAs. That dipole really plays. And Saturday night, my other operator on 80, he worked 12 more European multipliers, so really made a difference. High bands were not up to normal, but I feel happy with the low bands. N6RO.
Well, it's nice to see that many 80-meter guys from JA that are capable of getting a signal across the pond. That's good. And, of course, your big antenna helps getting them out of the woodwork there, but and hearing them. But that's still a lot of JAs. That's fabulous. All right, let me run on. I'm running really late here. I got, we had a number of little questions and chit-chats in between here, so I'm running late tonight. So gonna get out of here. But good to hear you. We'll see you tomorrow night for sure. N6RO, K6MYC. Let's see, Ken might still be in here. He may have gone away. I think I bored everybody to death with our antenna discussions, but let's just see. N6RO, WA6OIB. Are you still with us there, Ken? May have given up and gone in for dinner. How about you, Rob?
Yep, I'm here. I'm hearing Ken well there. How you doing, Ken? N6RO, KM6SIR.
Yeah, Rob, you're doing fine. Band is not great tonight, but I hear you fine. And I'm going to sleep all day tomorrow, but I'll be up in time for 222. N6RO.
That sounds good, Ken. Yep, you're a trooper there. Thanks. KM6SR, back to net.
Okay, let's see. Mario, KO6IQR. Is that right? IQR? Yeah, that's it. KO6IQR. Are you there, Mario?
Bozo 1189, KO6IQR.
1189, there he is. I see you made it back home.
Yeah, I got in a couple hours ago. When it picked up, I had to stop by the neighbor, well, not a neighbor, guy down the block that I know that works with the landfill. I used his address to ship my 9700 to, and they delivered it on Saturday, so I went over there to pick that up.
You say you have it now?
Yep, it's sitting on the kitchen table in the box. I haven't even opened it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, open her up, and there's a lot of people with them on the frequency, so you can read the manual all you want, but there are some interesting things that you'll get from local people. Ken, WA60IB, has one. Rob has one. Aaron has one. I have two. On and on. I'm not very good to ask because I can't see mine anymore, but I have general knowledge of it. So you've got a lot of backups and a lot of them up in the area around you as well. So you'll like the radio.
Excellent. I hope so. It's not cheap, so. But yeah, now I'm in the market for. I'm about to get a 23 centimeter antenna to complete the package. So that's my next purchase. Hopefully my last for this setup, anyways.
Okay. Well, I know a place in Fresno that has some of those.
Yeah, I know a guy that makes them.
There you go. I'm not twisting your arm, but I'm talking to people lately that have been buying Japanese and Chinese stuff, and like the Japanese or the Chinese hole loop that this fellow that I was talking to just before you a few minutes ago has, and oh my God, it sounds like he got ripped off even though it was half the price of ours over.
Yeah. I was listening on his 6-meter hole loop. I have yours. I got the M² hole loop, and very basic, very simple, right on the tune, right out of the box. It's money. So basically, I'm see if I can talk to that gentleman from M² that I know, and I'm probably going to have to be sponsored by M². That'll make five M² antennas on one pole.
Hey, there you go. Well, have Robert make you a sweet deal on a factory or second or a fire damaged boxed antenna. See if you can get Robert KR70 to make you a deal. Tell him Mike said sell him one that was in a fire, over.
Hey, as long as it works, I don't care. It can be charcoaled for all I care. As long as it sends RF out, I'm good.
We just use that as an excuse so it doesn't piss off the dealers, over.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, you can't be giving deals out when you got distributors, right?
Yeah. The green stuff walking in the door also is a good way to do it if you can get down that way. Anyway, so there's a couple of little ways that you can knock a few pennies off the thing. The 23CM22, 23CM for centimeter, that's the 1296 band. 23CM22 element is hard to beat. It's about 5 feet long, rear mounts, very light, very simple. Stamped elements, don't have to do any assembly except mount the elements on the boom, and they're all coming. The element sections come in 2 pieces, so you got all the elements, and all you have to do is mount it with about 3 screws each, and mount the driven element, and you're off and running.
Okay. And a question on that one. That's the one I'm looking at. Is there any way to center mount that as far as like the vertical mast going up through like the middle of it to split the mast?
Well, you don't want the mast going through it. You can center mount it, but you got to stop. We have an L bracket that mounts in the middle using the 2 center boom junction bolts, and it's got the turnbuckles for the mast below it. But your mast must stop before you get to the antenna, over.
Even a fiberglass?
Even if it's fiberglass, it's just as bad as metal. When you get up at those frequencies, you put that much dielectric covering the whole element with that much fiberglass, and it's over.
Roger that, roger that. Okay, so a bracket, and it's got to be all the way at the top, right?
Well, you can mount it anywhere if you just rear mount it. You don't have to go to the top. Just rear mount the thing. Everything's out in front, and you don't have anything sticking through the element.
756.
Yeah, but I got so many things already cantilevered on this fiberglass pole. It's starting to bow.
Yeah, it won't be a problem. It's so minimal in weight that it won't even bow you another half inch.
Okay.
756.
Well, I'll follow the manufacturer's recommendations per the designer then.
Thank you. Was that you, Darren?
Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756 for a check-in. Got to run.
No, you do. Let me tell you quickly on your trailer rental. Stand by a second, Mario. I'm writing him in 756. Two problems. Number one, Frank's trailer is too big for most trucks unless you've got a big Dodge to pull it with, number one. And the trailer is also something that only he will let people have and pull if he pulls it. And he doesn't have a truck to do it unless you give him the truck and he does all the driving. It's tricky, but he's a very good driver with that trailer on there. But you can get into trouble. It's quite large and quite wide, and he just doesn't want to take a chance liability-wise of anybody else having it. It has some spring damage right now, which he has not repaired. That's the second problem. So you could essentially cross that off, Darren. Over.
QSL, thanks for the feedback. It doesn't hurt to ask. Worst case, they tell me no. It's okay.
Yeah, you'll just have to find another way to get it down there. I wish I could help you, but he doesn't have any suggestions. Find somebody local that can tow it and drag it for you or something. I don't know where it's coming from, but I just can't help you with Frank. He doesn't want to let it go, and he isn't ready to have it hit the road again. It's got broken spring or broken shackle or something on one side on the back. Over.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, what's Darren trying to do? I have a 18-foot car trailer.
Oh, 18-footer?
Yeah, it's a beaver tail car trailer, tandem.
Trying to move a 21-foot tower.
Yeah, I've brought a couple of them here using it, so it works. Where are you going with it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Now that I'm checked in, why don't we go up 10 to 240, 250, and direction heading for you?
Okay, yeah, you say go up 10. I can barely hear you, so I'm hoping to be better when we get up there. Are you pointed down towards Mike?
Mike, where's SRR?
Well, he's right next to me here. He's about 5 miles to the west, but it wouldn't make any difference for your heading. Over.
Oh, copy. Okay. Maybe I could get a hold of him via QRZ, and we'll take it offline. Thanks.
Why don't you give him your phone number, Rob?
And we'll look you up.
Give him your phone number, Rob. I can repeat it if he doesn't. I think he's copying you. Okay. Give him your phone number, can you, Rob?
Yeah, I guess I can. I usually don't like to put it out in the public airwaves like that, but can I give him my email, and he can send me an email, and I'll respond to him that way?
That'd be just fine. QRZ current?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I have on QRZ. I've never got to totally set up the way I want to. It's just Egan, E-G-A-N, at netptc.net.
Egan, E-G-A-N, at netptc, Papa Tango Charlie for Ponderosa Telephone Company.net, right, Rob?
QSL.
Okay, Egan, E-A-G-A-N, at netptc.net.
Oh, it's Egan. Just spell it E-G-A-N, right, Rob?
Yeah, I heard him really good that time. Yeah, it's just 4 letters, E-G-A-N.
At netptc.net.
PapaTangoCharlie.net.
Net PTC, Papa Tango Charlie, Ponderosa Telephone Company.
QSL copy. Carry on. KJ6 KFP.
Thank you, Darren. Coming your way in just a minute anyway, but I'm not even pointed at you. You're doing good. 7-3. Okay. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. How about you, John? D6 WVL probably went to bed.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I had to switch on the mic off. One of my grandkids was here, so. Yeah. Oh, dang. Well, I'm ready to check in if I don't choke myself here. 11:79.
We got you. We're running so late here. Unless you've got something major, we'll just zoom along past you and give you more time the next time. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, great. Sounds good. The band's working really good tonight. KMYC, KD6WVL, 730.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've got a little problem on 432. I wasn't hearing you very well, but I think the problem is just I got some problem in the feed line that's intermittent. We tried to fix it. We thought we had it fixed. We cranked it back up, and when the problem came back after we put it back up. Just a crank up tower. We weren't touching the antenna. It's just a feed line movement is all we were doing.
Oh, yeah, I think the band was a little bit wonky Thursday anyway, because I was having trouble hearing, and I didn't think I was going to make the trip. Thanks for the check-in, Mike. KD6WVL.
Yeah, that's okay. W6WZZ, are you here, John? Anybody else before I go to Sacramento? Okay, Sacramento, here we come. I was already there, but I'm going to go further. How about KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Delta?
Yeah, I think I heard you better when you were pointed away. Good evening, Mike. It's very late. But anyway, good evening to you and the net. And Bozo 776, KO6KD checking in. And I do have a question for you. I know you're running awful late, but I would like to know an answer to this question. Over.
Well, you went into a big fade. I thought I had you peaked here.
I heard you better before you pointed towards me.
This would be pointed right at you. So let's see if we can go ahead with a question.
You can hear me, and you're not going to point back the other way. Okay. Catch you later, Mike. Don't worry about it. KO6KD73.
No, you're doubling with me, Bill. Give me the question. Over.
Go back to the Bay Area, and I'll talk to you, but I can't hear you when you point towards me.
I'm pointed toward you.
I know that. That's why you faded out.
I'm hearing you. Give me the question.
Where is Bob at? Is he in Puerto Vallarta?
Again?
Is Bob K7VO? Is he in Puerto Vallarta?
Well, I think that's where he was going to be, and I don't think he was going anywhere but Puerto Vallarta, but he should be coming home. I think he's going to be home this week, but I don't know.
Well, they've closed down the airport down there because the Mexican government killed one of the cartel bigwigs, and they've seized the airport, and nobody's getting in or out, and it's quite a big thing. They've told all Americans to stay sheltered in the area down there. So I was just wondering if Bob was in Puerto Vallarta or if he had made it back home yet.
Well, that I don't know. What happened again? You're going so fast I can't follow you. Is there somebody took over the airport or some cartel or whatever? Go slowly.
Okay, so apparently the Mexican government, with intel from America, killed one of the main cartel bigwigs, and they, as as a result, there's all kinds of problems down there now, and some people have seized the airport there in Puerto Vallarta, and so there are no flights going in or out, and the American consulate, the foreign ministry, whatever, has told Americans down there to stay sheltered in place while they try to get this thing settled down.
Oh, for crying out loud! Well, I could try call him. I think I have his number, so I could try call him, and the call would go through, even though we can't fly back. Maybe I'll find out where he is.
Yeah, that was something I heard tonight on the network news, and I actually had to stop and replay the tape to make sure that I heard it right. So there may be more information forthcoming in the next day or so. But I was just wondering if Bob had made it back yet, or if he was still down there. Over.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I was going to hope that he would show up tomorrow morning. It may be flying back tomorrow. He doesn't like to fly on the weekends anyway, so he's either back or he isn't. But I think this was the weekend that he would be coming back. But I'll try to reach him by phone. Over.
Well, I think that'd be very nice. It would be nice to know that he's okay, and he usually has pretty good luck around that kind of stuff. But if he's not, the way that, well, anyway, they locked it down. Nobody's getting out, and so I was just curious. I don't mean to raise the flag for a worry for nothing, but that's what I heard on the news tonight. That was the CBS Evening News. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. All right, enough said. John was waiting, but he may have already gone. He had to leave by around 9 o'clock, so he may or may not be here. 7-3, so hopefully catch you in the morning. KO6 Katie.
Well, I'm logging John in because he was here by your definition, but we'll try to pick him up anyway. Anybody else? Let me go to Redding. How about KD6SW or KO6HS? Are you guys still there? Sorry I'm so late. K6MYC calling Redding and standing by.
John just tried checking in.
Redding. KD6SW. Are you there, Rich?
759 KR6MR.
Oh, you are there. Okay. I was going to skip you. I got you checked in already, John, KR6MR. Sorry we're so late. We've had just a lot of chatter, a lot of things to talk about with different people on the band here. Questions about antennas and other things, and then I got kind of long-winded on my stuff that was going on here. Anyway, sorry about that. KR6MR, good evening, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Like you said, I am running late, so I'm going to have to jump, do some more chatting tomorrow on 6, KR6MR.
Yeah, we should be fine. I got the rotator squared away. It was a simple problem. It was just had the wrong gear ratio programmed in when it came back from the factory. Probably somebody knew that didn't realize it was a 1 in there that shouldn't have been in there. So they had it programmed for a gear ratio of 13,000 rather than 3,900. Over.
Okay, see you tomorrow night. KR6MR 73.
73. Last call for Redding, KO6HS. KO6HS. Jerry, I wonder if you're there. K6MYC. Okay, readability 3, but we've got you, Jerry. We've got you checked in. I haven't heard anything from Rich. Give me another transmission. I'll see if I can peek up on your signal. I'm not quite pointed at you. KO6HS, K6MYC. Over. I just can't pull it out, Jerry. I'm sorry. I can hear you. Sometimes I can hear you as I'm swinging back and forth, but there's no peak. No peak tonight, so very strange, oddball conditions. Maybe there's a weather front coming in there. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate it. I'll take one more standby for Rich there. KO6HS73, have a good one. K6MYC, looking for KD6 Sugar Whiskey. I hear him in there, Rob, but he's very almost inaudible. I got you, Rich. I hear 145. I got that cadence of 145. Thank you. 73s, rough conditions, really rough conditions tonight. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, K6MYC, 7373.
That's 73, Mike. See you later. KD6 copying wet.
Oh, there you are. Solid copy that time. So it's partly conditions, but you're up that time. Quite good copy, Rich. Sorry about that. Sorry about being so late here. Don't usually get this late, but we had so many reasons to stop and talk to people there. 73, my friend, thank you. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, Reading, K6MYC. Bye-bye. Okay, anybody else before I go to Nevada?
711.
711, okay. You won't keep me from going to Nevada, but I'll get you anyway. John, good evening.
Thanks. K6MI, in and out, but good evening to everybody.
Yep, good evening, John. K6MI 711, in and out. Gotcha. Here we go to Nevada. Okay, Nevada. November 7, Victor Alpha Zulu. November 7, Victor Alpha Zulu, K6MYC. How about it, Eric? Okay, nothing heard. Let's see if Daniel's got his antennas fixed there. KE7UQL, Kilo Echo 7 Uniform, Quebec, London, K6MYC. Over. And I don't think Richard's back from his trip yet. Anybody else in Nevada? Anybody in Nevada? Nevada. Please call now, K6MYC. Nothing heard. How about you, Mark, K6MTS? Nothing heard there, Rob. Let's go to Eddie.
Okay, heading that way. KM6SRR.
I'm going to stop at the Bay Area here and look for KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie. Are you in here tonight, Mike? Over. KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Over. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Late checks are missed. 2-meter Bozo Net. Late checks are missed. Go ahead. Okay, continuing on down for Eddie. Here we go.
KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC. Standing by. Eddie, KE6BK, are you on tonight? How about Rick, KB6RQU? Did you make it out to the shack tonight late?
I'm hearing crickets.
Yep, not hearing anything.
Okay. You can give me a count, or you can just wait for me to send this to you.
Oh, I can count it quick here, I guess. And you can send it to me, it'd be good. Before I forget, I want to mention to you, I had my whole station kind of torn apart here for various problems I had, and I just kind of slapped the 2-meter amp in there now, but I don't have my 220 2 amp or the 6-meter amp in there, so I'll just be barefoot tomorrow night.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I got to find some little unions to hook the wires together because I disconnected the amps.
Are you going to have to send the 432 amp back up to Jim?
No, there's no way I'm going to send a UPS again. What I think they did when Jim had me troubleshooting, and I'm kind of novice at this, I didn't know what to look at, but as I figured some things and looked around, he was telling me where there were some diodes, and they're surface mount with 3 pads, and I couldn't see anything mounted to these pads. And then I looked at another spot with another a diode, a D8, and I can see there's something there, and so it looks like they knocked off D3 and D4 off of the board, so they're not there. So that's why I won't key up.
Is it floating around, parts floating around in there, or just gone?
Well, I've got to check the packaging box again. When I pulled the amp out and I was lifting it and tilted it, I heard some stuff kind of rolling around like loose screws or something. So I took it apart and looked at it, and it was pieces of the ferrite. And I didn't see anything else. I kind of shook it sort of gingerly, all different angles to see if anything else was rattling, and I got everything out of there, and what I got, it just looks like pieces of ferrite. I've got to check the packing box down in and see if maybe they're inside there.
Well, it sounds like if it was inside the amp, it couldn't have gotten out of the amp unless there's a big hole in the side or something, which is not likely. So what you might want to do is take a picture of it and send it to Jim and let him look at it and see if it looks like something's really been bent or damaged or broken off completely. Over.
Yeah, I did send him a picture when we first were talking about it. But no, those diodes are very small, and there's a couple of screens, 2 on each side of the amp, so it could have easily fallen out of those screens. I looked around where I opened up the box, and I didn't see anything, so I don't know. It's UPS for you.
But it doesn't sound like something you can fix. Now, maybe Jim can send you a couple of new boards with new diodes on them.
Yeah, he's already sent the stuff off to me. He sent a package of those diodes that he uses there. He's going to send me the ferrite, too. And he sent me a new board in case we can't fix the board. I talked to Ken, and Ken's comfortable with using surface mount stuff, so he'll take a look at it.
Oh, down here. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to burden Ken, but if he's willing to take, it doesn't sound like it's an overwhelming task for Ken. He's very familiar with that kind of stuff, and you aren't, so it wouldn't hurt if he doesn't mind looking in there. He could probably fix it in 10 or 15 minutes. If you got all the pieces coming, that'll be good. All right.
Yep, so that's what's going on, and in the process of moving things around to put it in the station to power it up so I could test it and take a couple voltage readings for Jim on the phone, I managed to knock over a sports bottle that had an open top, had water in it for this plant here, and I spilled it on my 2-meter amp. But that's why I had to take everything apart. I looked at it, and I mopped it up pretty quick, and I opened the amp up, and no moisture got inside, so I was lucked out on that.
Yeah, if it's working, I wouldn't worry about it. It might be a little sticky in there, but that's not going to hurt anything as long as you wipe down the outside.
No, this is just strictly water in a used sports bottle that I just had it with water to water this plant. So anyway, yeah, when I was moving around the bird watt meters, one of the cables caught it and flipped it over.
Yeah, well, it doesn't sound like major. If it's just water, it'll dry up and won't give you any trouble. I did almost something stupid like that this morning. I got up, Judy woke me up at 7:30, and I kind of lounged around in bed for what I thought was a few minutes, and I finally got up and stuck my hearing aid in so I could chat with her before I got in the shower. And then I got in the shower and forgot to take my hearing aid out, so the first thing I do is put my head in the water and splash my ear, of course, with water out of the shower, and the hearing aid went dead for a few minutes. Luckily, it dried out, and it seems to have recovered. So water is not the worst thing that can happen to most electronics as long as it's not on at the time with high voltage. Over.
Yeah, no, it wasn't on, and I quickly mopped it up with some paper towels I had in the shack, and I took the case off before any water could dry up, and there was no water inside at all. So I lucked out on it. It was just on the top cover and ran down one side a little bit. It got all my boards that I mount the stuff on wet, more so than the amp.
Yeah, well, I drink out of a used Coke bottle or drink bottle like that all the time. I've got 4 or 5 in the refrigerator all the time, keeping my water cold, because I like cold water. But I use the old drink bottles. But when I'm drinking, 99% of the time, as I take a few swallows, I put the cap back on, even if I just put it on loose. I put it on a little bit so I can finger tight it off quickly and get another couple of swigs. And I just got in the habit of doing that because I'm blind anyway, and sometimes I set the bottle down, I don't even see it, and I'm swigging my arms around and knock it over. So if you have the cap on, even if it's loose, a moment of laying over for a second, when you do it, you can easily pick it up, and there's not enough water that can leak out to do any serious problems. Over.
Yeah, I'll have to implement that idea on that bottle. Yeah, I've refilled it with water a bunch of different times because I use that for watering this plant. So, yeah, I'll have to go find me a cap and put a cap on it.
Yeah, that usually stops you. Just get in the habit of it. And I use those bottles all the time. Like I say, I have 5 of them that I take one at a night, every night into the bedroom with me. So I've got cold water for the first couple of hours of sleeping. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I've been sleeping with my mouth open and I crunchy, cracky. So I have a drink of water, but I always put the cap back on. There was one time maybe a year ago that I didn't do that. And, of course, I got water all over everything. It was mostly on papers that we had written. But, of course, it blurs the ink and stuff like that. So not a good idea if you can avoid it. So I just said, screw it. And I'm trying to get Judy to do the same thing. She still drinks out of a cup. I said, just put it in a damn bottle. She carries her water bottle or water glass all over the house, and I can't see it. She sets it down here and it's sitting it down there. And I just plow right through stuff, and I knock it over. I've knocked her water glass over about 4 times. Luckily, it just spills on the rug and doesn't do any damage, but just drink it out of the bottle, put the cap back on, and you won't have any issues. And the flies and the mosquitoes don't go in there for a drink either.
Yeah, I hate that when I get a mosquito in between my teeth. I got a count of 39, Mike.
It's better than I would have expected because we had so many no-shows. All right, I'll write 39 down here. We're probably close. 39. I got it. I'm going to get out of here. Aaron, are you still here for tonight? K6US, K6MYC?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, did you hear my comment? One day, I guess you left the computer on in this shack in the barn, and the computer was hooked up, and I was hooked up to and it was turned on the program. If you get it out of the program, the problem goes away. But when it's in the program, in the streaming program, then it barfs up the controller, and I'll come in here and not know it and try to make an adjustments, and then it gets all screwed up. Over.
Yeah, I heard that. And I do most of the time make sure I go into that other computer and shut the software down, but sometimes I forget because I'm not looking at it. I usually am only remoted into the computer in the house, and I only go into the one in the barn when I need to open the software up, and yeah, sometimes it doesn't get closed, so I'll try to make sure it gets shut most of the time.
Well, it did something really weird the other day, and I noticed this, but I couldn't read it good enough. But what it was doing is I had set the antenna to 163.3 degrees, kind of generally in the LA direction. That's where I have it for Eddie and so on. A little higher up than normal for LA. Normally 155 to 160 is LA. Anyway, I had a 163.3 in the main position. Well, then I went into program it just to check to see if the gear ratio in there, the 3960, was still in there. And every menu position I went to for programming, it would bring the first number up for just a third of a second, and then it would immediately go to 163.3. But I couldn't see what it was going to. I mean, all I could see, it was changing. So every position I went to, it went to the same number. And I didn't bother to read to see what it was. It turns out it was just going to the heading number. But Frank caught it right away. He went stepping down through the 10 program positions, and every one of them read 163. He said, okay, I think I know what's going on here.
Yeah, because I think the software on the computer is continuously pulling the controller and forcing it back to the main to the main screen. That totally makes sense. And yeah, the second you close the software, it doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, now that I know what could happen, if you happen to forget, it won't be the end of the world, because I'll just call you if I have to use it when we're not streaming or something. I'll call you and let you know. But otherwise, now I know what the hell was causing it. It never dawned on me that it could be because it was still hooked to the functioning computer.
Yeah, and worst case scenario, if you can't get a hold of me, you can always unhook the serial cable, but then you just got to remember to plug it back in.
Well, that would be fine, except it's on the back side, and it's really difficult to get to. There's another piece of equipment stacked on top, and it doesn't come out. The cord isn't quite long enough to get all the way out. Frank had a hell of a time getting to the back of the controller. So it's doable that way, but it's not easy. I'll just live with it, and unless now that I know what the problem was. And you heard the problem on the other controller in the house. It wouldn't do 6 meters in the right direction. It was programmed for 13,960 over.
Oh, did that one have the wrong gear ratio as well?
That was the only one that had the wrong gear. This one here, when I first used this box, and I kept thinking, oh, it's off a little bit, just a little bit. And I went in, and I think I told you I found it somehow along the way, and I know I didn't do it. Changed the gear ratio. The gear ratio was reading 4092 or something instead of 3960. So I sent it back to 3960, and I saved it, and it ran okay. And then a day later, I checked it, and the son of a bitch went back to 40. I reset it again, and it never went back. It's been correct since then, but it went to 4092 about 2 times before. But that was driving me crazy, because that just gives you a little error, 5 or 10 degrees at one end of the travel or the other. And if it's right in the middle and you go one way, it's off by 10 on the shy side, and on the other side, it's off by 10 on the plus side. So I knew what was wrong, but I just couldn't even imagine that it was a gear ratio thing. Over.
Yep, Roger. Yeah, and that gives you a big giant hole. Oh well. Well, glad we're figuring out all the problems, and yeah, as I said, I'll try to make sure the software's closed, and if not, you can always poke me, and I'll get in there and close it for you. K6US.
All right. Good evening to you. Thanks again. Sorry the net went so long. Here we are at 9. What is it? 9:45 for Christ's sake. Holy crap. Good night, all. We'll see you tomorrow night. K6US and KM6SR and anybody else board stiff. K6MYC Delta Mike 07 Bozo 47 closing the net on February. What is it? What day? 20?
22.
22. I was going to write 22 in there, and I didn't. Okay, got it. 7-3.
Good night, Mike. Good night, Rob. K6US.
Good night, Aaron. K6US, KM6SR. Good night, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR. 73 all.